First was the speed of Gunny's fist. Second was the power he generated with the punch. It contacted the MZB just below his cheek and drove him back down into the dirt. The karate man was also a little surprised that Gunny would resort to violence so quickly. Not that he had a problem with it. These cretins had terrorized the women relentlessly, and they deserved whatever they got. Pick him back up. Ralph did as he was told. Although the MZB was not a little man, he was no match for Ralph's size, and the big man lifted him up as if he was a child. Now, I want to know when the raiding party is due and what the procedure is when they come back. The hate in the MZB's eyes was evident. So was a swelling on the side of his face that got bigger with each passing second. He spit blood onto the ground and told Gunny where he could go and what he could do when he got there. There was no trace of anger on the old Marine's face as his fist plowed into the same spot. That's going to leave a mark, Mark thought. This time Gunny let the man writhe on the ground for a moment before he nodded at Ralph to once more pick him up. When he was back on his knees, Gunny pulled out his .45 and stuck it in the man's eye. I ain't got time to fuck around with you. Tell me what I want to know, or I got no use for you. Mark hoped Gunny was bluffing, but he couldn't really tell. The man looked at Gunny out of his other eye, trying to discern the same thing for himself. A second later, the grisly interrogator clicked off the safety on his pistol and put his finger on the trigger. Mark thought the old man was really going to do it, and so did the MZB. He spilled his guts faster than if someone had sliced him stem to stern. I don't know. Please don't kill me. Big O never left me in charge before. I've only been here a couple of weeks. He just told me to keep up the guard schedule. He didn't say nothing about doing something special when he gets back or any kind of signal. That's all I know, honest. I just wanted to do a good job while he was away so I could be in his inner group. Now he'll kill me if he gets the chance. I don't think you'll have to worry about that, Gunny told the man as he returned his pistol to safe and placed it back in his holster. Gunny had the prisoners taken into the barn and secured. Then he sent Jim to retrieve the women. Once they realized the group was here to free them, and not just a rival gang wanting to take over the ranch and continue their ordeal, they were overjoyed. A few ran from rescuer to rescuer, hugging and thanking each one. Most just cried. Some weren't even capable of that. Gunny radioed for the medical team to come in and look after the liberated captives. Mark walked around the compound for a while and took note of how things had changed since he'd been here before. He wandered into the mess hall where Doc and Lisa were treating the women and children. Lisa told him that despite some mild malnutrition and lots of bumps and bruises, most of them were in decent physical shape. However, she said the psychological damage might take years to heal in the best cases. Many would never recover. Mark couldn't understand how one human being could treat another one the way these women had been treated. Sam came over to her father with tears in her eyes and posed the same question to him. Mark hugged her, not knowing exactly what to say. He had been concerned with his daughter getting physically hurt and hadn't considered that she might be hurt emotionally. Baby, I don't know how anyone can do this. There's just evil in this world. We just have to find our comfort in the fact that good will eventually prevail. I promise these men will pay for what they've done. His hatred for John, although he didn't think it possible, intensified. He almost felt guilty for wanting his former neighbor dead. Almost. Half an hour later, Gunny called the squad leaders together to brief them on his new plan for when John returned. They quickly set up the ambush. The first part of their plan had been executed without a shot having to be fired. Mark wondered if they could be that lucky when John came back. For now, they just had to wait and see.